Hello folks, my name is Hawk Rider, but on this channel it's called Nighthawk Night Rider, but I call myself Hawk Rider without the word night on it. Now the reason for this video is I'm doing the changes on my bike channel. Well, no changes at all, but I'm moving from Adobe packages to Davinci Resolve. Now throughout the years I use Adobe Creative Suite version 6. I did use a bit of Creative Cloud, but I had to come off the whole subscription base, so I stuck with the Creative Suite version 6, almost 20 years. And I used that software for years because I can easily afford the subscription based, but that's not worth spending the subscription base. So I like, one-off proprietary software, and I had it for throughout Windows 7, Windows 10, and Windows 11. Yes, it worked in Windows 11 too. When I upgrade to Windows 11 25 H2, which is the current version as of this time, things stopped working. Like Adobe software stopped working, having glitches because of 25 H2 build. Kind of like changed the rules of removing all legacy stuff to making things more modern. So I did some practice with Davinci Resolve for about a year now, so I started learning a bit more on it. Again, I can easily use Creative Cloud, but I'm not going to spend so much money on subscription, so I like the proprietary software, so that's why I kept the Creative Suite version 6. That's the last proprietary license, one-off license, and that holding for like 16 years longer. I had a 16-year-old software basically, and I use 4K on it. I actually use 4K. I've used 4K on it, so I pushed that Creative 6 version 6 to the limits, and I can do 4K on it. People can think you can't do 4Ks, but you can do 4Ks, and it works at 4Ks. But not 8K, so the maximum is 4K, and the maximum hold resources is 24 gigs of RAM, so which is very good, very impressive for this very old 14-year-old software as of 2026 on this video. Now, if you don't know why I call myself Nighthawk Night Rider, but sometimes I call myself the Hawk Rider, is Nighthawk Night Rider is based on a TV series. Like Nighthawk is like a bike program, 1980s sci-fi. And Knight Rider is from the TV's Knight Rider, Michael Knight with his kit car. So it's based off this 1980s retro sci-fi, and it's meant to be like a night cycle, which I do really do night cycle. But I do like a cycle race around the parks. I do like bike trials. I call it musical journey. I enjoyed it. For like 10 years I had this SJ cam because it was cheaper, more cost effective to use. I had 1080p version, but I stick with 720p because 720p was more effective. And then I moved into GoPro because a year ago, because people started using GoPro. I said that SJ cam is better than GoPro because GoPro's not all that, but throughout the years GoPro has improved. So at the time I say SJ cam is better than GoPro because SJ cam is more effective, it's got better quality than GoPro. But then a few years down the line, GoPro's got better stabilizing, better imaging. So I did a video on like introducing to GoPro. First I did a 1080p trial, and then I moved to 4K. So that's what you see now, 4K movies, 4K video using GoPro, and GoPro's now much better now. It's very, very good. I use GoPro, it's very good, it's very impressive. And when I had 4K on my old Adobe Creative Suite version 6, that 14-year-old software, and put 4K, it was much more impressive, very impressive. But that come to an end now, so I miss my Adobe. I will do subscription, but I'm not gonna buy subscription because sometimes you gotta think about your budget. I miss my Adobe Audition, it's great. But now let's talk about Davinci Resolve. Now I started practicing a bit on that for many months, for years. So I did like a trial thing, and I liked it a lot, so I bought the studio version, which has more features. So I did a lot of skills transfer from Adobe Premiere Pro to Davinci Resolve. I made a few successful videos on it. So from now on, you can see some videos made by Davinci Resolve, the same layout, the same distance bar, the green bar that goes from start to finish, but they call it progressive bar, but I call it distance bar. Same thing, the bar is a bar, you know, distance progressive bar. With the laps, and you might hear sound effects like go, start, you know, I have my voice saying like, I'm cycling at this circuit, the name of the circuit or the path, if it's terrain or not, if it's reverse or night, path, circuit, environment, it depends on the settings. And you hear this finish line dead ahead from that Hydro Thunder game, you know. It goes finish line dead ahead. I like that. So that's what this video about. So I'm moving from Adobe to Davinci Resolve. It's the same thing. It's all about skill transfer. And it took me time to get used to Davinci Resolve. I have to look at YouTube videos on how to do certain things to transfer my skills from Adobe Premiere Pro to Resolve. So I want to keep the whole same layout. And I'm still getting used to it. I like it now. And it's much better now. So, you know, so basically it's what this video about. So I'm just rambling on in this video, but just telling you what's happening in this video now. Like, I'm going from Adobe to Davinci Resolve. And for my audio package, I'm going to use Audacity. So that's my 2 cents. Anyway, tell me what you think about Adobe versus Davinci Resolve. Some people might prefer Adobe Creative Suite. You know, they like Adobe Premiere Pro. Some might prefer Davinci Resolve. But when I bought the studio version, it's better. It's much good. And I'll start using that from now on. And plus, what's good about it is I can use GoPro videos onto Davinci Resolve. You can still do it on the new Creative Cloud version of Adobe Premiere Pro, but sometimes, you know, I do miss Adobe, but I can always come back. But sometimes you gotta find the better softwares, you know, what's feasible. Plus, Davinci Resolve is a one-off package, one-off license. So you pay one-off, you're good. Anyway, tell me what you think about Adobe Creative Cloud. And you can tell me your thoughts about Davinci Resolve. Tell me your thoughts. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Hawk Rider out.